yesterday we left criteria of ethical judgment in Buddhism, page number 23. And Buddhist Chan, criteria for ethical judgment is more depends on the mind. I think yesterday I have explained a little bit about it. Good intention and goodwill is number one important. After that, good intention, the purpose is also important. Good intention, goodwill, and also the intention for good result. Yeah, very important. These are very important for ethical judgment. Once you understand this, you no longer need to study any complex theoretical explanations. So, yes, we have already studied basic ethical criteria. If a deed causes suffering and sorrow to oneself and others, then that deed is not a good deed. If an action brings joy and benefit to oneself and to others or to both, then that action is deemed good. This is a very basic ethical criteria given by Buddha in these two bhasas. So, just noted what is the basic ethical criteria in Buddhism. You can answer this. Now, advice of Buddha to Rahula is very important advice. In this advice, Buddha talk about reflection, thinking pros and cons of what one is going to do. Before we are going to do something, just proceed with the reflection, careful thinking about pros and cons, and likely outcome, and possible benefits, and advantage and disadvantage. And while in the second process, even while one is doing that action or speaking that word, it is much better to have a reflection whether the one currently doing is good or not. Okay, there are other two processes. Before one starts doing any action, one must always check with the care and wise thinking whether it is good or not for oneself, for others, whether it is beneficial or not. And while one is doing that action, it's much better to have reflection whether this action is good or not. And if they are not good, just cancel it. After an action is done, also reflect on the consequence of one's action which have been done. So we are encouraged to use wise thinking and checking the benefits and results of action. First, before you do. Second, while you are doing. But after you have done. Okay, before you do, if you found out that the action is not good, it cannot benefit anyone, it cannot bring any kind of happiness or there's a good result, then don't do it. That's it. Now if you are already doing that action or saying that word, then you also check. If you found out the action you are doing is not necessary, it doesn't bring any kind of benefit to anyone, and to yourself, either to yourself or to other people, or to both, then you better stop it. And after you have done, you also need to reflect on the actions you have done, whether it's good or not. If you found out that's a mistake, and that's like a blunder, then you just don't repeat it. And the advice to Venerable Rahula, Buddha is encourage, recommend to confess one's mistake to one's co-meditator in this regard. Well, this way, one can have more firm foundation and more strong management of one's action. This is the only brief explanation. If you want to read a little bit, you can read Buddha's advice so that you can understand more what Buddha said, what Buddha means. The Venerable Rahula is Buddha's the only son, and he was young during that time. So Buddha used to give him advice frequently, depending on necessity. And this advice is you can learn many important ideas of the Buddha. Okay, now let's read together advice of the Buddha to Rahula. Advice of Buddha to Rahula in the Ambaratikaravara Sutta. The discourse is Venerable Rahula taught in the garden of Ambaratika Manguku. Buddha says the following words of advice to the Venerable Rahula. Rahula, you should do holy action only after reflecting on the consequences. You should say words only after reflecting on the consequences. You should keep many thoughts only after reflecting on the consequences. Before you do, you should reflect on whether the action you are going to do can lead to oneself suffering or to others suffering or to suffering of all. Whether it is unwholesome and causing pain, compounding both suffering and having a bad impact. If you find that it's unwholesome and can lead to oneself suffering, to others suffering, to the suffering of all, causing pain, compounding both suffering and having a bad impact, then you should not do it. It's very simple. If, however, you find that it cannot lead to one's own suffering, nor to others suffering, nor to the suffering of all, but it is a wholesome and causing joy, increasing more happiness and having a good impact, then you should do it. While you are doing, this is the process while you are doing, you should reflect on whether the actions you are doing is leading to one's own suffering or to others suffering, to the suffering of both. Or it is wholesome and causing pain, compounding both suffering and having a bad impact. If you find that it's leading to one's own suffering, to others suffering, or to the suffering of both, and wholesome and causing pain, compounding both suffering and having a bad impact, then you should stop doing it. If you, however, you find that it is not leading to one's own suffering, nor to others suffering, nor to the suffering of both, but it is a wholesome act, causing joy, increasing more happiness, having a good impact, then you should continue doing it diligently. So this is the process of reflection, what one is doing. Now after you have done. After you have done, you should reflect on whether the actions you have done led to one's own suffering, to others suffering, or to the suffering of both, and was wholesome and causing pain, compounding more suffering and having a bad impact. If you found that it has led to one's own suffering, to others suffering, to the suffering of both, and was unwholesome and causing pain, compounding more suffering and having a bad impact, then you should impress that around you to the teacher or to the wise meditator and make a firm resolve not to repeat safety in the future. If, however, you found that it had not led to one's own suffering, nor to others suffering, nor to the suffering of both, but it was a wholesome act, causing joy, increasing more happiness, and having good impact, then you should get joyously, happily, and fruitfully doing good deeds day and night. These words are very important. The translation is my own translation because in the Bhikkhu Bodhi's translation it's a little bit short, the abridged, so I'm trying to run through all the sentence so that it is more understandable and more simple and easy to understand and to take note. In this Buddha's advice, we don't need to feel guilty for any mistake we have done. We must try to overcome guilt and remorse. Yesterday, someone among you mentioned about one of experience about someone who is finding it very difficult to deal with a guilt. Instead, that guy is dealing with a guy. It's no use. Keep him a guilty feeling. Even if we have done something wrong, totally wrong, we must overcome it. That's why in Buddhist text, the term for guilty in psychological language is called kukusa. Ku is disgusting, the prefix. The prefix for it means ku. Kus means disgusting. About to do what? Kusa is a act, disgusting act, which can increase more and more pain, more and more suffering, more unwholesome mental flow in one's mind. So you better stop it. You better discard it, throw it, like the way you don't keep the garbage in your home. It's like the garbage. Everybody is not perfect. To us, it's a human, actually. Nobody is free from mistake. So we have to accept our weakness, and we must try to improve instead of living with the guilt. So this is a good advice. If you have found out someone who is living with the guilt, you just try to get him out of that. You get over with it. This is the best way. This is what Buddha said in this discourse. He said, if you have a mistake, then don't worry. Just go to your teacher and you just open up. You just go meditate and open up your feeling, your feeling, and then make it from resolve, not to repeat. Because we have the power. We have the power. Everybody has the power. This power is the spiritual power. This spiritual power is so wonderful in the world. The most wonderful thing in the world is your spirit, your consciousness, your mind, your innermost being, and always guide with the wisdom. Always guide with the wisdom. This is very important. If you have this kind of self-management, you see your own wisdom and your own consciousness, then you will be able to live life very happily and peacefully. Okay, now let's go to the duty obligation. Actually, we're supposed to finish just this one. How to screw it down?
Just pull.
Here, you want me to just take over?
Oh, you did I
just agreed to have him take over.
Okay. If you still want to go the remaining one, you can go there. In light of these two bars in the Mahabharata, the advice of the Buddha to Venerable Rahula, page number 24 and 25 million. What Buddha says is very clear. The ethical criterion of Buddha is very simple and clear. It can be summarized in the following essential principle. One, the choice, decisions, and actions are to be preceded by a careful wise thinking on being wholesome or unwholesome, the pros and cons in all possible scenarios of both good and bad results before they are implemented in performed. Two, cultivating goodwill, good intention are necessary when making choices and decisions before implementation of the action. Three, being diligent and mindful to take necessary action depending on the unfolding outcome. Four, one should either proceed or stop based on the outcome. In the last paragraph, Buddhism really emphasizes the role of individual human action and based on wisdom, knowledge, and a strong sense of moral and ethical responsibility to shape the condition of good social environment and spiritual well-being. Human action based on the wisdom and knowledge is very much devoted in making life more livable and more conducive to the general well-being of all. These are quite important. So what you can note and what you can share, because they are very important guidelines for living our life. Especially in the life we are liable to make mistakes sometimes, and we must not dwell on our mistake and our guilt and remorse. Instead, we must overcome it and move ahead with a new firm resolve not to repeat that kind of mistake. Okay, now let's go to the duty and obligation. Duty and obligation. Yeah. carry me go to get duty obligation. Actually, this is also
It'll clear up.
duty obligation.
It just
Even though it seems to be different, it seems to be different because they're two different words, but they are quite similar. Just explaining here is okay. Now let's read together. Duty and obligation are two different expressions, but with the same head of engagement and fulfilling one's responsibility. Either one is bound or unbound by any legal contract. Both are fundamental to the ethics and ethical guidance in the society. They are co-connected and are changeable despite being used as two different words. Duty is an individual act of responsibility based on the moral sense of responsibility. An individual has the freedom of choice to do it or not to do it, as it is not compelled by anyone. It is a societal requirement, law of necessity to do it. This becomes very clear if someone is assuming a specific position in the society, such as being a mother, a father, a teacher, a friend, a relative, an employer or employee. A citizen, a soldier, a priest, a doctor, a nurse, and so on. The list is endless in the society and everyday life, where everyone is related to each other. Human society and life are always like a complex web of interconnected relations, where many can remain aloof, nor can be isolated from others. One can try to be secluded physically from the public, but the needs and relationships are not separate. One way or another ways, one must be reconnected with the outside society for daily needs. Even if there is no relationship to others, one still has a duty toward oneself, such as taking care of oneself and doing whatever is necessary for one's own well-being. All these statements are very simple and easy to understand. So no need to explain. Now let's continue. The obligation, on the other hand, is something an individual has to do because of an agreement, a contract, etc. According to this sense, one is required to finish the task or engage in an action in order to fulfill an obligation, as stipulated and agreed to in the rule and terms of conditions of the contract. In obligation, one has no choice but to fulfill the responsibility as required. What difference between obligation and duty are just only few comparisons from the intellectual viewpoint. And later on, summarization just only say that they are almost similar and identical because one has to fulfill some required action. In the sense of fulfillment of the required action, both are almost the same. So you can read if you if you are interested, if you think it's interesting, and then you let's read. Obligation is something. No, let's read. Difference between obligation and duty. Obligation is something that is imposed. This is very important. That's imposed on individuals due to some framework such as law, rules, and regulation, and contractual agreement. Duty arises from a sense of moral responsibility in one's own mind, which motivates to do a specific necessary task or activity. These are two, and then number one, obligation is imposed. Duty is not imposed. It comes out of one's own responsibility. It's spontaneous. So you have to know it. Obligation is imposed. It may not be spontaneous. Duty is spontaneous. But it's difficult. If you are working in a company or a corporation, if your duty is to do this and that, it's also your duty. Even without your sense of responsibility, you have to perform. It's a duty, so only the terms different. only semantic difference. Actually, it's not different. And next paragraph, obligation is compelled. Whereas duty comes from one's inner moral conscience. In an obligation, there's no choice, but in duty, the individual has a choice. So both duty and obligation may be different from some studies' perspective, but from the perspective of the fulfillment of the required action, it is almost the same. Even though both duty and obligations are explained a bit differently, both are not different in terms of fulfilling the responsible required action. So this is what is concluded, as it is the last concluding remark. And you have to understand that they may be different from study interpretation, but they are really very much the same. Okay, now let's go back to chapter 2. Buddhist discourse and Buddhist discourse leading to ethics. We skip number 2. Yeah.
What page is that?
Page number 6.
It's on my computer now, so
Yeah.
that does not correlate with what we're doing anymore.
Yeah. Because it is a little bit wide, so I skip it.
Page 3.
Have you read some of the text?
Did you find
Some of the sutras?
Yes.
Have some of you read the
Yeah,
sutras
right.
I mentioned about in this paper? For example, number 1, Sila Sutta to study, but actually the selection of the sutras are quite a lot for you, maybe a lot for you. So I have to narrow down so that you can take time and you can study in more detail. Sila Sutta, Sila discourse, Buddhist discourse begin to ethics. Buddha has got a lot of the discourse, including universe, including life, not only about the neurological part and neural meditation and enlightenment, etc. Buddha gave a lot of discourse in Buddhist text. And it is quite interesting if you are expert in Pali, you will see Buddha's give talk regarding different aspects, even the singular topics, such as Genesis, the war, how the war will face its final days, it is early days. Early days explained in Buddhist text. Not only about spiritual development and ethics. Because we are here studying the Buddha's discourse leading to the ethic, you are going to study Sila Sutras, the first one, and 31 Sila Sutra to study from Anguttara Nikaya, and Dukkha the book of 2 Pali text, number 1 Vajja Sutta, and 1/4 2 kinds of consequences in current life and afterlife. This is page number 139 and 140. I hope you have already read it. You have already read it?
Sitting on the floor back there. Do you have that reading? I know, I got it over here.
So the first one is Vajja Sutta, and is the 4th. Actually, not fault, result. Interpretation of the in Pali word is different. In Pali, it's called Vuja. Vuja is something to what? Something to what? It is not a fault. It is the result. And Buddhist is said, Duimani Pepe Vujani, there are two kinds of the results. And data means wisdom and Sampradaya means wisdom. The part is the one which can be seen in this very life. This is the practical result. So interpretation of the Pali word are different depending on a person. So number one is results of action. One is visible in this visible life. Kind result, which can feel in this very life. This is another kind of result. In Pali, it's called result. The result which can experience in this very life. No, my hands look good. Result which can experience in invisible level, invisible life. Because the Pali word Sampradaya is very difficult to interpret. In simple English, Sampradaya. Sam means word, pra means beyond, aya means to occur, to happen, and ika means relating to. So Sampradaya means the result which is not visible and which is beyond your senses, your physical sense, your eye, your ear, and your hand, and your body mode, and your this mind, by this mind, in our own consciousness, you cannot see, but they do exist. This is the invisible and result. The result which can be experienced in the invisible plane. So these are two kinds of results. That's what Buddha said. In the English translation, just only four. Very simple. We cannot understand what it means. So in Pali, it's much more simple. So I would like to say there are two kinds of result. One is to experience in this very life. The other is to experience on invisible domain, invisible level. Which no one can say. Even the very famous religious teacher cannot exactly say, you are going to have such kind of result, and then like, even though religious text said, for those who don't believe in certain religious belief, they are going down to the hell because the Creator is going to punish them, etc. There is no such thing. And actual sense of the truth is never punish anyone for not accepting it. Not for accepting it, you will benefit. For not accepting it, you will have some sort of missed opportunity. So this is what the truth means for everyone in the world. True is true. It will not discriminate. It will never reward or punish based on your belief or not believing. Only based on your action. You will get what you deserve out of your positive action. You will, same way you will get and same you get your result when your actions deserve. In that discourse, which as Buddha said, monks and disciples, there are two kinds of result. One is visible in this very life, experience in this very life. The other is invisible result, which has to experience in the next phase of rebirth. And what is the first result? We are explaining. If you go to jail, if you go to the place where the criminals are punished by the legal courts, legal executioner, you will see a lot of action going on, very certain, criminals who have committed a lot of very bad robbery, snobbery, and taking the property from other people, just kill the owner of the property. Such people are punished in the ancient time by cutting their hands, by cutting their feet, and by subjecting them to a different kind of torture. Those are described in detail. But if you want to see the present result of the action, you go to those kind of prison chambers, execution place where the prisoners are executed. You see those criminals facing very, very painful death in this very life for their own action. This is the present result. And next phase of result is the different one. When the person is going down to the hell, then he will have different kind of torture and trouble will be subjected to. The Buddha mentioned about it in a very great detail. And those times, the kings have a different kind of punishment. So I don't want to go into details. You just noted two kinds of result. One is to experience in current life. The other is to experience in afterlife. That's it. So what actions are to be called bad actions? Those actions you have studied. 3 bad bodily action, killing, stealing, adultery. 4 body unwholesome action. 3 unwholesome mental condition. All these are called bad conduct. If someone has this kind of bad conduct repeatedly in his life, he will have bad results. And also, conversely, if someone follows the 10 kind of good conducts, 3 wholesome bodily conduct, not killing, not stealing, not committing adultery, 4 wholesome body conduct, not telling lies, not slandering, not using harsh speech, no frivolous talk, and 3 wholesome mental action, no greed, and loving kindness, and right view. And such people will have good consequences in this very life. They will be respected by people, they will be loved and admired, and they can have a lot of good friends and good consequences such as happiness, and they can die very happy death. They don't need to worry about the hell, because in the Buddhist text, hell is not something which imposed on anyone. It is a destination. When someone goes down to hell, especially a bad guy, even the hell is not eternal hell. In Buddhism, there is no eternal hell. No eternal place of the pleasure. Everything can be calculated in terms of mathematics. So in Buddhism, eternity is something which can be calculated in terms of mathematics. So even though in heaven, one live a long, very long life, boring and long years. In Buddhism, there is mention about that. It's like eternal life. It can be called eternal life because in the Buddhist heaven, 50 years in the human world is equal to 1 day. It's mentioned about, so higher and higher, more higher and more longer. So in the heaven, people live longer years. In the hell also, people live according to their sentence. Let's say sentence, like a judge passed sentence in certain terms of years. In the same way, no one is going to be in the hell forever. As long as their bad deeds are not finished, they have to pay back. When their bad actions are done, and then they just bounce back. So this is what is mentioned in Buddhist text and in great detail about those bad guys and good guys, how the hidden hell exists. They are metaphysical truth. We cannot see them. Buddha said, you just forget. Trying to live life responsibly and nicely and wisely. This is the more important thing. Those that kind of things are metaphysical. They do exist, but we cannot show their physical existence. In terms of how much geological distance it exists, etc. We cannot see like this. Okay, now, number 2, Tapaniya Sutta. You can write down notes. Tapaniya in translation, actions causing torment. These are all the same. Physical bad misconduct, body misconduct, body misconduct, and mental misconduct are things that can cause torment. Now, number 3, Attapaniya Sutta. They all refer to 10 kind of good conduct. Attapaniya Sutta. These not causing torment. You can note 10 good conducts. 10 good conducts. Now I'm going to repeat again so that you understand. Number 1, Vajja Sutta. 2 kind of result. 1, to experience in this very life. 2, to experience in afterlife. Now, number 2, I will repeat. Tapaniya Sutta. Actions causing torment. 10 misconduct. You just write 10 misconduct. Now, number 3, Attapaniya Sutta. This not causing torment. 10 good conduct. If you cultivate these 10 good conduct, you don't need to worry about health. Now let's go to the number 4 item, Kanna. Kanna means dark or impure act. In this case, it is very interesting. We just noted it. Kanna to dark and impure acts. Moral shamelessness, number 1. Moral shamelessness. Moral fearlessness. These are 2 things are very dark. If you have this kind of 2 dark condition in your mind, in our mind, we are ready to do any bad thing. If someone lacks moral shame, if someone lacks moral fear, they can do anything. That's why it's called dark. Dark mental condition, dark mental state. So, moral shamelessness or lack of moral shame, and number 2, lack of moral fear. In this case, moral fear means that fearing the consequence of one's action. It's very bad action. Okay, now let's go to the number 5, Sukha, pride or pure acts. Pride and pure, actually not as condition. Pride and pure things. Moral shame, moral fear. Only 2 things. What are 2 white things, 2 bright and pure things? You just answer moral shame, moral fear. Moral shame, moral fear. Now let's go to the Sriya, number 6. Sriya Sutta is the benefit of moral shame and moral fear. Because we have these 2 white, pure things called moral shame and moral fear, we always refer in this law mother, ants, and great ants, and our teachers' wife, and respectable elders' wife, etc. Because these 2 things set a boundary. If there is no such thing such as moral shame and moral fear, the world will be messed up like this. In Buddhist, yatha jivaka, like this, like the goat and sheep and kokuta sukara, and like the chickens and pigs. Sona singara. Sona is like the dogs and like the porks. And Yasma Chago Bigui during my Sukam to my work and Palin Sakma Binari, because there are two important things in the whole in the human society, such as moral shame and moral fear. And that's why there are people who are to be respected, and such as mother and aunts and great aunts, etc. So this is it. Also interesting to understand.
Is this the guardians of the world here in Otapa?
Well, can we say like this?
Okay.
Two guardian things, two guardian mental states, moral shame and moral fear. In the text it's called the Sriya. So because these two guardians are protecting and setting up the boundaries, so the world is not messed up. Human society is not messed up like the enemy war. That's what I want to say. Sometimes my English is very much limited. Okay. Now let's go to the number 7, Adhikarana Yoga Phalasutta. That's very good, interesting one. To quote what Buddha said in the text, now let me quote in Pali. Dvemani Bekwe Plani. There are two kinds of force, two kinds of power. Katamani Dwe, what are they? Patisankhana planes are reflect and power of reflection, intelligent reflection. Power planes, the power of the spiritual development. There are two important things. One is the power of reflection. You just write down there in English. Two powerful things. One is the power of reflection, and two is the power of mental development. That's it. Now I'm going to explain what Buddha said in this explanation. Ida Bhikkhue, Ikicho, Egyptian Silikas that are called Bago, they do have some Pranja, because it was that Bago, Rosso, it is in Bios, Cards and Bowie, uses and Bosses and Body, Notice and Bows and Body. So Dhamma and Brady, Ida mostly be good, this and another. Very short. What Buddha says that? Disciple, if one can reflect the consequence of bad bodily conduct, bad verbal conduct, bad verbal speech, and bad mental state, one can try to remove and improve one's bodily conduct and verbal conduct and mental state. This way, he can cultivate good conducts, good bodily conduct, good verbal action, and good mental state. This way, he can live life in purely in wholesome way. This is called the power of reflection. If you have power of reflection, intelligent reflection, analytical wisdom, you can live life guilt-free. You can live life in peace and happiness. That's what I want to say. Okay, now, what is the power of the spiritual development? Tadra Bhikkhu Yamidam Bhavanablam, Sekhana Midam Blam, Sekhaito Bhikkhu Blam Agamaragam Bhajati, Dosam Bhajati, Moham Bhajati, Ragam Bhaya, Dosam Bhaya, Moham Bhaya, Yang Agusan, Dhamma Karoti, very deep and very hard. And what Buddha is mentioning is that when a person can develop his mind, can train his mind so that he can overcome inner obstacle, inner defilement, such as lust, anger, and ignorance. These three are important causes, major causes of all our action. Once he's able to remove attachment or lust, or aversion and ignorance, he no longer commit any kind of unwholesome action, because his inner mind is strong and calm. He can manage the moment anger arises, the moment attachment or craving arises, the moment he can notice ignorance is in the mind, he can remove it. So he can stay away from the unwholesome action, unwholesome thing. This is the power of the spiritual development. So this explanation is much deeper. If you practice meditation, you can understand more how you can watch your anger by mindfulness, and how can you can let go of it. And anger manipulation. Normally we used to be puppet of our anger and our desire, our craving. Most people in the world are the puppets of their emotions. And if you are a skillful meditator, you have developed some mindfulness skill up to some extent, then you can watch what's going on in your mind. The moment anger comes up, you know the sense of anger is coming out, you can notice it, you can see it, you can slowly let go. Like I explained you study, anger is not your anger. It's not Jack's anger, nor Robert's anger, nor David's anger. You just see anger as anger.
So is it talking about the Vipassana meditation then?
Yes.
That's
Yes. So this is called the bhavana, the power of the meditation. Let's say power of meditation is much better. The power of reflection, the power of meditation. You can also note, you can write your note. The first is the power of reflection, energy with energy wisdom. And the second is the power of meditation. This is much better. Very simple. Okay, now that's enough. Let's go to the next sutta. Next sutta, Niraya Sutta Sutta, number 8. 57. Okay. Niraya Sutta Sutta. Niraya means hell. Sutta means hidden. Sutta means disco. Hell means disco. And this disco is given to a Brahmin who come to ask the Buddha and who raised the question. Now let me go. Tagal Medo Majina Goa, the Vasaki Basami, what are seven Samo, Samonian Kansan, and Vekanani. Congo, Mahid, Copetrina, Milikichi, Sita, Galabia, Okay, once, while Buddha was staying in the city of Savatthi, a Brahmin came to Buddha. After he changed the dialogue in greetings, he sat down and he asked the question. Venerable Gotama, what is the reason? What's the reason why some people, after they pass away, after the disintegration of the body, they go down to the hell to bed reward? Then Buddha answered, Adama Triya, Usma Triya, Hetu Ko Brahmana, Ida Kisi Sada, Dada Brahmana, Bandu de Maria Babzani. Brahmin. The reason is that they do unwholesome act, unfair and unjust acts, toward themselves, to other people. This is the very reason. In this case, Buddha just only briefly mentioned about unwholesome action and unfair action. Unwholesome action are 10 bad conducts. 10 bad conducts. Unfair actions are people who are trying to twist the rules and regulations of the law, who trying to cheat other people of their money or their possession, etc., in the business or in the personal dealing, etc. These are called Vixmatria. In the commentary, it's mentioned in some way, but I have no commentary here, so I cannot explain. So, due to the error of unwholesome conducts and error of unfair practice, these people go down to the hell. Okay, you can note Adamatriya or Ismatriya. Now, let's go to number 9, Ananda Sutta. Ananda Sutta. Ananda is the name of the Buddha's personal assistant. Okay, now, whenever Ananda was approached the Buddha, he asked a question. Now he sat down and Buddha said to Ananda, in this case, we have to understand what Buddha's position is regarding misconduct. Ekan sinahang Ananda akaraniyam vani kaya dotridam vaji dotridam no dotridam. Ananda, I definitely say not to commit any bad conduct. Just like I explained you about something which is said in the commentary, etc. For example, regarding some detailed explanation of the killing and stealing, etc. Intention and goodwill are more important, I said. But in this case, Buddha said definitely, never ever commit unwholesome misconducts, bodily misconduct, body misconduct, and mental conditions. Buddha used the word ekansena. Definitely and certainly, I teach that no one should do bodily misconduct and body misconduct and bad mental conditions. And what benefit, what result do you expect if someone commits misconduct? Then Buddha mentioned, the question is Venerable Ananda's question. Now Buddha's answer, Yamida Ananda Myayigana Aganiyam Akata. Whatever I have said that one should not definitely commit any bad body action and bodily action, should not keep any bad mental condition. If someone commit that, here are the result. Adabi Atanam Bhavati. Adabi by oneself, Adana to oneself. Ubhavati means, and body Ubhavati means accuse, you blame. For doing bad things, you blame, you are liable to blame yourself. And no one when you grant it. This is the second consequence. The wise and the saintly people will not accept it. And number 3, Buddhist. And bad reputation will come up out of that action. This is number 3. Number 4, Sammogalandroti. When a person is taking last breath in the final moment of his life, he will die a disturbed death. Sammoga means be confused. Kalandroti will die. This is number 4. Number 5, Gada Vida, Brahmana, Badu, prophecy. After disintegration of the body, and one will be reborn in the buried vat. These are altogether 5 consequences of misconduct. Okay, you're going to write down 5 consequences of misconduct. Liable to blame oneself, may blame on oneself. Number one, may blame oneself.
What's that?
One may blame oneself.
Blame himself.
Yes. And number two, the wise and saintly people, guru people will not praise.
The wise will later reprove.
Will not approve, will not praise.
Is that the bad reputation?
Will be down. And number three,
What was two?
bad reputation. Number three, bad reputation.
Not praise, accept.
Will not praise, will not accept, will not approve. What's bad action? This is number two consequence. Number three, bad reputation.
What was that?
Better fish.
Bad reputation.
Bad bread.
Number four, confused debt. Confused debt.
Confused?
Yes.
Confuse. Don't touch what.
See what that's eating. Confused debt. Number five, bad rebut. Bad rebut. Bad rebut means well, we believe rebut and bad existence.
What was after bad reputation?
Bad
Rebirth.
revolve.
Death.
So sometimes I do pronunciation will do correct.
Second line. Next line.
Revolve.
Bad rebirth.
R-E-V-L-R-T-H. Being revolved and bad existence. Okay, now this is a heavy break. What is your capacity to remove whatever is unwholesome and evil? That's Mahamnivorami. Therefore, I ask you, Akusam Bekwe Pachata, you remove whatever is unwholesome and evil. After we will continue. If one cannot remove unwholesome action, which kind of consequence happen? Akusalanja hitam bakwe ahina. Ahitaya dukhaya samudaya. If only you are trying to remove unwholesome evil thing, if it may lead to a lot of bad consequences, I will not ask you to remove unwholesome evil thing. So this is what I want to say, that while you are trying to remove unwholesome evil thing, if that causes trouble, if that is cause a lot of problem for you, I will not ask you. Actually, it is possible within our capacity, within your capacity. And Chaturmasa ko bhikkhvi akusampina hidaya sukhaya samadhi. Disciple, by removing unwholesome evil thing, it can only lead to more happiness and more good consequence. That's That's why I encourage you to remove unwholesome evil things. This is the Buddha's exhortation and encouragement to remove whatever is unwholesome evil. Buddha also mentioned that it is within the capacity of everyone to remove unwholesome conditions, evil mental states and evil action. Buddha said, by removing and eradicating unwholesome condition, one can only have happiness and overall well-being. That's why he encouraged disciples to remove and overcome unwholesome and evil conditions. such as body contact, bodily contacts, and mental states. And what we need to say, Kusnam Bekwe Bawita, Sakara Bekwe Kusnam Bawito. Disciple, you must try to develop and increase more wholesome conditions. Sakara Bekwe Kusnam Bawito. You can develop, increase wholesome things. It is within your capacity. No sidan bekwe saka abusa kutslam bawito. If you cannot develop, increase wholesome condition, if it is not within your capacity, now kutslam bekwe bawita, I will never encourage you to develop and increase wholesome conditions. Just because you can develop and increase all the wholesome conditions. That's why I encourage you to develop and increase wholesome conditions. If you try to remove and you try to develop wholesome condition, and if it can lead to bad consequence, now I will not encourage you to develop and increase wholesome thing. It is because developing and increasing wholesome condition can lead to more happiness and more good consequence. That's why I encourage you to develop and increase wholesome condition. This is just only a brief literal translation of this discourse. So that's enough. And by studying this, let us find out the possibility and capacity of individual human being to overcome and take out and whatever is unwholesome from the mind, from daily physical action and verbal action. By carefully managing one's own mind, by carefully guiding one's action with wisdom and reflection power. So this is just only an example. In this discourse, you could just only learn inspiration and words. As for taking notes, you don't need to take notes. Now let's go to the item number 11. Sa-ni-metta Wagga 7786. Both sin and virtue have their basis and causes. Translation, English translation book, page number 172173. Okay, now, so let me quote. This is also not necessary to take notes because these are only Buddha's simple statements to encourage for them to develop wholesome thing and to remove unwholesome thing. Sa-ni-metta bhikkhave upajanti papaka akusala dhamma no animeta. Disciple, here in this world, all unwholesome things arise based on the cause, not without the cause. Let's say nimes dasa bhana evanti bhaka akusala dhamma na hondi. Once a person can remove the cause, this way all unwholesome thing cease to happen and cease to occur. This is a very simple statement. So whatever unwholesome thing happen, they have a cause. They don't happen without a cause. Similarly, whatever wholesome things happen, they have a cause. Not without a cause. What is the cause of unwholesome things? You may write down here. The cause of unwholesome and evil things. Now, I will give the answer. Wrong attitude, wrong mental condition. In Pali, it is called ayoniso manasikara. Ayoniso means improperly. Mana means mind. Si means at the mind. Kara means keeping thoughts in the mind, in one's own mind, improperly, wrongly. So, in Southern English, how to say? Ayoniso manasikara. Keeping unwholesome thoughts, or keeping the mind in the wrong way. This is very important. You will repeatedly come across this word mentioned in Buddhist text, ayoniso manasikara. If you want to use it in Pali word, I can spell for you. A-Y-O-N-I-S-O, ayoniso. Then you have space. You keep the space. Manasi, M-A-N-A, Mana, S-I-C, Manasi. K-A-R-E. Means north. Joni means properly. So means by. By improperly. Mana means mind. Si means at the mind. Kara means keeping. Error keeping or error put in the mind in proper way. So, for example, you are angry, you keep that anger in your mind. The moment you see your anger arising, you just simply let go of it. That's a good remedy, good process of handling the anger. And opposite of it is yoniso manasikara. You just remove up. Yoniso manasikara is the cause of whatever is good, whatever is wholesome. Opposite of is yoniso manasikara. Yoniso, spirit, manasikara. And right attitude, keeping the mind in the right proper manner. For example, as you see some of your friends who used to smile, whenever he sees you, smile, greet you. But one day, because of some condition, the guy doesn't smile. So you think, oh, he may have some sort of anger with me. It's not, you just think. And then frustration starts arising in you because of your improper attitude. Instead, you just let it be. Oh, maybe he is not sick, he's not feeling well. Maybe he's occupied with some sort of thought. And you have such kind of thinking, considerate thinking. Then you won't have any kind of misunderstanding arising. This kind of attitude is called the yoniso manasikara. If we don't have this kind of right attitude, we see the whole world against us. So we have to see things and people and their action and through proper mental state, proper attitude. This way we can overcome unwholesome mental states such as anger or confusion or other unwholesome things. We need to have yoniso manasikara in our daily life. This is the best medicine to keep our mind. If we lack this kind of yoniso manasikara, we always find fault. We always make problem with other people, even on small things. So this is what we have said. All our listening happy cause. Basically, this is Ayurveda Vichara. But they are specifically, there are three major causes. I already mentioned yesterday. Raga, lust or craving, and dosa, anger or aversion, moha, ignorance. These are specific causes. No specific cause is just having one's mind improper way, giving one's mind improper way. I am so Mexican. Okay, now let's go ahead to now the book of 3. Abhijavara Sutta, very interesting. These are very short discourse, that's why I'm going through these, so that you can enrich your knowledge, you can broaden your knowledge. Abhijavara Sutta, item number 17 in the translation book, Affliction for Oneself and Others, translation book, page number 213. Page number 213. Here and this there. 112. Now, 112, okay. Now let me quote the original text. Tiyo me bhikkhu dhamma attapyavaraya samvadanti. Disciple, these 3 can lead to suffering of oneself. They can also lead to other people's suffering. They can also lead to suffering of both oneself and for other people. What are those kind of 3 things? 3 troublemaker things. What are 3 troublemaker things? Kaya to 3 down, bodily misconduct. Vachi to 3 down, Kaya misconduct. Mano to 3 down. Bad mental conditions. 3 bad mental conditions. You already learned this. Bodily misconduct, how many? How many bodily misconduct? Unwholesome body reaction? 3. What are they? Killing, stealing, adultery. Okay. Now, bowel misconduct. How many bowel conducts? How many bowel conducts? 4. What are they? Lying, slandering, harsh speech, frivolous talk. Now, bad mental condition. 3 bad mental condition. How many? 3. What are they? Covetousness,
Greed,
anger,
hatred,
and wrong views. But we already like mostly the problem makers in our minds are usually our mental origin, our mental art. Wanting to do this, I want to do that, I want to have this, I want to have that. This, ordinary desire is okay. Extreme wish. And in this case it's called apecha. Excessive desire, excessive greed and craving. And second mental condition is the Abhijavara is interpreted as the ill will. Actually, ill will is not to harm sometimes. So you have some sort of a bad mental state happening. For example, corona scare in the war. Coronavirus is now spreading, so you feel frustrated, you feel upset. This kind of mental state is not anger. Abhijavara is actually not anger. Sometimes it can be anger, sometimes it transforms mental states. It's very difficult to translate this word into English, exact English, very not available. Sometimes you have a virus attack, happening somewhere, you feel sad for the victim, and you feel angry at the perpetrator, and you have such kind of thought. This is also Jabara. No, in this case, you are not going to hit someone. In this case, your mind is upset. Just only mental upset in the mind. And brown news are, it's okay. According to the explanation I gave you yesterday, brown news and that explanation is okay. But today's views are very, very extreme. Very extreme. That's why you see a lot of the riots and problems, religion-based riots, and some parts of the world. And all these three kind of misconduct, bodily misconduct, bodily misconduct, mental bad mental states, the moment they happen, then it can lead to fast. The real person who suffers fast is not other people, ourselves. And then, based on our emotion, we do something bad, and then our family member, maybe our friends suffer. So that's why God said, all these three, one of these three happen, then it can lead to suffering. So troublemaker. You just look down, three troublemaker. Affliction for oneself and other. You simply notice three troublemaker, trouble of sin. Then, one, bodily misconduct. Two, bodily misconduct. Three, bad mental state. Just note it. Three trouble of sin thing, or three troublemakers. One, bodily misconduct.
Bodily, mental, and verbal.
It's very easy. Okay, now let's go to next sutta. Item number 2, book of 3, Nidana Sutta. Translation, English translation book says 34 item. Causes of good and bad activities. Page number 230, 231. These are very relevant for you so that you can now understand very easily. Okay. Vipatti Nidana. Okay, now, this is very simple. Nidana Sutta, the causes of good and bad action. Okay, you simply write note. 1, greed. 2, anger. 3, ignorance. That's it. These are 3 causes of all bad action.
Can you say those again real quick?
These are 3 causes of bad action.
Yeah, what were the 3?
Greed, anger, ignorance. But Pali word is much better actually. Pali word, raga, dosa, moha. But in Pali it's called, the first one is in Pali, raga. Raga means kala. Ordinary mind is quite innocent, pure. But the mind changed kala. It became kala. In this case, kala with attachment.
For these 3 unwholesome roots, what's the difference? Sometimes I hear raga for lust, and sometimes I hear, is it lobha?
No, yes.
What's the
Raga is mostly associated with the attachment on sensual things.
And the other one is?
Other raga is more broad.
Okay.
More broad raga. And dosa And second one is dosa. Actually, we try to interpret it as anger or hatred. Actually, dosa is much better. Dosa is upset.
Ill will, right?
Yeah, ill will.
Because sometimes it's, anger's tricky because sometimes you don't want to repress it either, right? Because it can really blow up if it comes out sometimes, right? But ill will, that's just, that's harmful all the time. Ill will, right?
Well, something depends on your skill.
Yeah.
It's like a fire extinguisher, like a fire crew. If you are very much trained in how to extinguish fire, you will be ready to face the fire and use necessary tool to put out the fire. This is how we have to handle our emotion. When we are not used to meditation, when we are only ordinary people, we cannot handle. But the more slowly we learn how to manage our emotion. This is really depends on how much practice you already have. So this is called the cause, and the cause of good and bad action. Okay, the cause of good action. The cause of good action are love, no greed, adosa. That's right. Cause for good action. 3 causes for good action. Happiness, 3 causes for good action. 1, no greed. No greed. None. Greed. Number 2, goodwill, loving goodwill. Loving goodwill. Adosa, the opposite of anger. Opposite of anger. Adosa. Loving goodwill. Number 3, amoha. Amoha, opposite of ignorance. Actually, wisdom. So now let's do some sort of viewing. What are 3 causes of all good action?
Non-greed.
Wisdom. Okay, now let's go back to the first one. What are 3 causes of all bad action?
Greed,
Anger.
ignorance.
Very good, perfect. Very good. Now let's go to the next item. 3. Vipassana Sutta. Vipassana Sutta. Vipassana Sutta. Guys, 3 kinds of failure and success. Actually, interpreting jars is a little bit misleading. The Pali word is vipatti. Vipatti is failing, not fulfilling. There are 3 kinds of failing. 3 kinds of failing according to Buddhas. Number 1 is moral failure. Moral failure. Number 2 is mental failure. Mental failure or mental incompleteness. Number 3 is view failure. One personal view or belief failure. Incomplete. Become incomplete. Pali word vipatti. Vi means out, off. Patti means achievement. So it is the opposite of achievement. Let's say failing. One missed the goal, one missed the point. So vipatti, Pali word is vipatti. in the Bani translation, it's called dice. It's very difficult to understand. So I just add 3 kinds of failure and success. So that is much more easier to understand. Okay, number 1, moral failure. What is moral failure? When a person commit killing or stealing or adultery or used to tell lie or used to slander or used to harsh speech or used to frivolous talk, then that person's moral is already failed. Moral failure. So you can write down moral failure 3, bodily misconduct, 4, verbal misconduct. You just in a bracket, just read it. That's much easier to understand. Then you can understand what's a moral failure. You can answer very quickly. If someone commit 1 of the 3 body misconduct and 4 verbal misconduct, then it's called a moral failure. I just only simply explain it, shorten our explanation in the text. Now, mental failure. Mental failure. Mental failure, in this case, what I use, ida bhikkhu ekiccho abhijali hoti vyapana chitto. Very simple. Here in this world, someone always used to have repeated incidents of greed or craving or lust, and used to have frequent incidents of anger, frustration, mental temperaments, or sadness. Even sadness, please let me explain here. We used to understand as a feeling of sadness, those who are undergoing a bad situation in their life, they feel sad, they feel grief, personal grief, etc. So then we used to view as the sadness. But in the Buddhist psychology, it is a very weak form of anger. It's clearly described. Sadness is to be mentioned as a weak form of anger. Anger, but not to harm other people, but hurt yourself. Also fear. Fear, when you are afraid of ghosts or afraid of something, that fear is also categorized as anger, weak form of anger. So sadness and fear are categorized into a weaker state of the anger. Those who are practicing meditation and those who are on spiritual development, they need to understand this weak form of anger so that they can overcome it. For example, a person who is suffering from mental depression, he cannot enjoy himself, he cannot enjoy life, he cannot enjoy everything, he cannot accomplish anything, he's always feeling depressed. This is a weak mental state of the anger. And probably be based on different kind of causes. Some people have some sort of tragic, traumatic experience. Some people they let their mind loose, like an unleashed dog. They don't have any control of their mind. Like today's youngster, always flipping on the phone, on the LCD screen all the time, spending too much time on the LCD screen. Their mind becomes agitated. And slowly, they lost the ability to focus on specific things. Their mind becomes easily irritated, very brittle, and very easily irritated. As a result, mental depression comes up later on. In such case, they are not based on the trauma. They are based on continuous distraction and restlessness. So mental disease has different causes. Sometimes some people have a lot of unhappy situation in their life, in their marriage, and their business, in their work. And such people, they have a mental depression coming up. They never know how to meditate, how to keep their mind calm, even for a few minutes. So they just think about bad situation, bad experience, they have bad day, and they have bad relations, and you know. Unhappy thoughts always keep coming up. Slowly, depression coming, and it starts taking roots. Once it becomes stronger in one's mind, one cannot know oneself about depression coming in. So it start feeling appetite and start losing interest in the happy day. Even they don't want to look at beautiful flowers, and they don't want to enjoy the music, and they start feeling lonely and always bored. And this is where the problems start. They try to find treatment from by doctors, and the doctors prescribe a chemical drug which contains chemical. They can only get some degree of relief for a certain period amount of time, not to the cure. So sometimes you can have the unnecessary side effect. So the best way is to learn how to keep the mind calm through meditation, a little bit, at least 10 minutes, 5 minutes, slowly, increasing the amount of time. So this is very important. Now, moral failure, finish. Mental failure, what we are saying is very simple. When a person is pull out the rapid incident of the apatia and rapid incident of the jhana, anger, and a happy mental state, then that's a mental failure. You just know mental failure is characterized by apatia and vyabhata. It's very difficult to interpret in English because apatia, consciousness is not enough. It cannot portray the real meaning of the word apatia. So the one who usually have a lot of attachment, a lot of desire. You see the very famous guy from the Hollywood, he will now got in the big problem because he cannot control his desire in this case. He's very successful, very talented guy, according to his biography. It's a very sad news. So we have to, we don't see such a person in terms of a person. We see only in terms of his mental condition. He cannot get through. He cannot manage his mind, his desire. So he got a lot of problem now because he had done a lot of bad things. This is very important. Mental failure is characterized by excessive incidence of the desire, greed, and excessive incidence of the anger, frustration, and depression. Unhappy mental state. Let's say unhappy mental state is much better. Unhappy mental state. So this is called mental failure. Now let's go to the third category. View failure or belief failure. In the Pali it's called Detti Vipatti. Detti means view. Vipatti means failure. View failure. View failure or bad view. What are they? I explained you already. Just already. 10% of base, wrong views. But in today's time it's very difficult because we have different kind of religious beliefs into which are not included, maybe which can be included in some respect, because in other religions they don't accept the truth as a multifaceted. They teach about the multifaceted nature of the truth. The truth has a multi-aspect. As I told you yesterday, only the mother of the European continent is not true. Every mothers in all over the world, their life is always the same, universal. So this is a multifaceted aspect. So some people are trying to monopolize their religion in terms of only their truth, their religion is true, other are false. So this is very difficult. Yeah. Now, let me continue success. In this case, Pali word is sampata, completeness, moral completeness, a moral success, or mental success, and true success. In this case, moral complete moral and complete mind, or complete view. Even though it is not perfect, you can see like, so sila samra, success of morality, you have the 3 good body contact, 4 good body contact. If someone has this kind of contact, then his moral precepts are complete, can be called complete. So you're going to write down moral success in bracket 3 body good contact, 4 body and power good contact. So this is now let's talk about the mental. I don't know how to say sometimes mental success or mental completeness is very difficult to keep the right way. Let's say good mental condition. Ita bhikkhave ekicho anabhijalu hoti abhyapana shaito. Here in this world, someone has no incidents of not much greed, not much repeated incident of the greed and lust, not much repeated incidents of anger and unhappiness. Such kind of a person is called the one who has good mental success or successful mental condition. Now the last one, Gati Samara, the view, good view, having good view. If a person has 10 principle based understanding, then he can be called he has a good view, a right view. That should be enough for this sutta. Now let's move ahead to item 4, Kamanda Sutta, activities or action. English translation for page number 351. For the same thing actually, but in this case, a little bit different. Now 3 action. In the text, it's only used vipatti. So kamanta vipatti, ajiva vipatti, titi vipatti. 3 kind of action. One is the failure of action or wrong action. Wrong action. Number 1, wrong action. Please write down no as wrong action. Then you just put it in bracket. 3 body misconduct, 4 power misconduct. That's it. Now, number 2, wrong livelihood. Wrong livelihood.
Missed that.
Wrong livelihood is anyone's life by livelihood. Wrong livelihood. And number 2, wrong livelihood. Anyone's livelihood by bad profession, such as scamming, stealing, or selling live animal, trafficking live animal, etc. This is called the wrong livelihood. And number 3 is called the wrong view. Wrong view, no need to explain, you already understand about that. Now, okay, altogether you have the three items. Wrong action, wrong livelihood, and wrong view. Now, opposite of that, right action, right livelihood, and right view. You just write down, no need to explain, because you're gonna notice the opposite of those we have mentioned. Right action, right livelihood, and right view. Now I will test your understanding, how much you already grasp all the teaching. What is the right action? What's the right action? 3 good body in this good contact. 4 body good contact. That's it. What is the right livelihood? I mean, also life by just and fair means. That's it. Without harming others. Without causing trouble to other people. This is the right livelihood. Now, what is the right view? This is already simple, you already understand. Right view is still principle-based view. This is the right view. Okay, now, next item. 5. Patama Dutiya Sochya Sutta. 120, purities. 351. Page number 351, 352. These are same thing. You just only give a different term. For example, pure action, pure livelihood, pure view. Pure action is all those 7. 3 good bodily conduct, 4 good body conduct. Altogether, these 7 are pure action. And pure livelihood is right livelihood, and also life without harming others, without causing trouble to others. Now, pure view. Pure view is a 10 principle based view. That's it. So, it's very easy to understand. Okay, now let's have a break. After that, we are going to the book of 4. So we can finish today.
Should be fine.
Now the book of 4. Item number 1. San Chaitanya Vaga Chaitanya Sutta. This is very deep and very interesting subject, but you don't need to go into detail. It's very deep teaching regarding the Buddhist accounts of all the good karma and bad karma. Or normally you will not have chance to understand such a deeply, but I'm trying to make you understand more deeply. This is for enrichment of your knowledge regarding the pollution causes. And this sutta is mentioning about the 3 points of the pollution causes. 3 points of pollution causes, there are 3. There are the body, and there are speech, which come out through the mouth. And also the mind. So altogether there are 3 points of pollution causes. You can write down as a small note, short note. 3 points of pollution causes. The body, number 1, body. Number 2, the speech. Number 3, the mind. So what it means that we always cause karma through these 3 points. This is what it means. In the sutta, Buddha mentioned about, very deep actually, what Buddha says that here in this world, a person himself sometimes does for physically. By means of that, he starts having either happiness or unhappiness or suffering or joy. Sometimes others may cause this kind of physical action and physical volitions. Through their action, that person may have the experience suffering and happiness. Sometimes one consciously does one's physical action. By means of it, one experience happiness and suffering, happiness or suffering. Sometimes unconsciously, one may physically does something, and because of that, he may experience happiness or suffering. These are the explanation, the direct translation of the first paragraphs. So they are very deep. Regarding this, Buddha also mentioned about the existence where one's own actions are more dominant, and sometimes where other external factors are more dominant. Sometimes both one's action and others' actions are more dominant. Sometimes some existence, some life where there is no one's actions are dominant, but only experience the happiness and bliss through one's own past, previous efforts. So it's very deep. So we just only make a short note, take a short note. 3 points of volitional causes. What are 3 points of volitional causes?
Body, speech, and mind.
Okay, that's it. Enough. That's enough. Now let's go to idea number 2, Sankhita and Vichara Sutta, the 4 kinds of karma. English translation is 601, 602. Now, let me translate. These are very interesting, very interesting. There is a very advanced category of the explanation of the karma by Buddha. Here in this world, I have fully realized and understood the 4 categories of the karmas. Karmani Sadari, what are those 4? Atibo karma kana. Here in the world, there is action that are dark, and the result of itself is also dark. The dark action, which are dark by themselves, and also the result they bring about is also dark. In this case, Buddha used the idiomatic expression of darkness, actually negativity. indicated totally bad. The action itself is bad, and the result also bad. There is no whiteness, there is no goodness at all. Completely bad, the result is also completely bad. So you can write down a note, 4 kind of karmas. Dark with a dark result. Dark result. And number 2, white with the white result. Number 3, a mix of dark and white. With a mixed result of dark and white. Neither dark nor white. With the result of neither dark or neither white. Neither dark or neither white. Neither dark nor white. Okay, number 4, neither dark, neither white, with neither dark nor white result, but lead to, which can lead to exhaustion of the organ. Now let me explain a little bit. These are like a puzzle. It needs explanation. And dark consequence. This is a purely bad action. In Buddha's time, there's a guy named Sangha. He has no other livelihood. He just only raised the pigs in his backyard. Sometimes he go out into the village, into the countryside, buying young pigs and cheaply, and then he just feed them and raise up them. Once they become fat, he sell them. But the way he do business is very terrible. He's not ordinary way of butchering or racing. When he is about to butcher the pig, what he used to do is that he just opened the mouth of the pig and pour down the hot water into the mouth. And that hot water come out through the anus. This way he just purifies the intestine, so that every part of the body can be cooked and can be eaten. The pig scream and shriek noise and it died very brutally. Then he just got it at the neck and he just laid down, he got into pieces and he sell it. He did this kind of butchering, very inhumane and cruel killing for 40 years. He never knew about doing charitable deeds such as offering food or drink of water to the someone, a needy person, a beggar or a monk or a hermit coming to his home, to the door of his home. No, understand that. He just only drink, he just only kill, he just sell money, he just enjoy himself with his family. About 40 years later, he caught some sort of sickness with no apparent reason. And he started post-ordinary fever. Then he feel a lot of pain, a lot of heat in the whole body. So he cannot stay on the bed. So what he did is that he just come out of the house. He just move about in his compound, and especially the backyard, and making a loud noise like a pig, and crying and making noise. He just walk on 4 lines like a pig. On the 7th day, he died. With no apparent injury, no apparent reason, he died. All the neighbors suffer a loss because of his crying sound, which is much like a pig sound. So the monks have been to pass by that house, near the house. They thought, hey, what guy, this guy is killing the pigs day and night. Unbelievable guy. The monks thought like that. They don't know what's going on inside. So once they arrive at the temple, they report to the Buddha about their experience. Lord Buddha, we hear a lot of the pigs noise and loud noise. The guy called the Sunda is killing the pigs day and night, no stop. Unbelievable. We never had such kind of, we never seen such kind of bad guy. The Buddha said, no, he's suffering. He's suffering his own bad karma. Now he's already died, he's now in the hell, and suffering the same fate like his own pigs. So this is what Buddha has said. This kind of action is, the action itself is dark, and the result is also dark. So why will the result? This kind of actions are pure action, without any mix of the bad action. The person used to have goodwill and cultivate goodwill. He trying to live life nicely. He always do charity and trying to help other people, trying to get involved in good social cause and trying to do himself good and for his family, for others, and he just live a very pious life. And such kind of a person always bring joy to himself, to other people, and also the result is also good in this life. He will be rewarded, good reward. This kind of action is called good and white and with white result. Now the mix of dark and white with the result, mixed result of dark and white. What's that? Let's say we can use someone who committed a robbery. He just committed a robbery. He got a lot of money by this illegal deeds. And then he enjoyed himself, but at the same time, he just thinking, oh, I should do some sort of charity. Then he just go to church, and he just go to the temple, and he offers something, he offers needy people, and he give assistance to them, some good cause. So this action mixed with the dark and white. Because his action are a mix of dark and white, he will also get the same result of dark and white, mixed result. When he may be reborn in the future life, he may have some sort of good reward, but he will suffer a lot of business failure because he robbed other people. So this kind of action is a mixed action and one mixed result.
Would the karma be the same whether you're killing the pigs or you're eating the pigs? Because you're killing it and you're causing that, but if you're the neighbor down the street and you're eating the meat.
If you are living in a small community, it's a direct effect. But if you are living in a big city, no one knows you are eating the meat, so they are not intentionally killing for you. So in this case, you are not writing any the akusala. even though eating the meat is not good, especially for those who are trying to live a pure life. You gotta follow strict rules and strict dietary rules. At the same time, you don't make any kind of unnecessary thought. Regarding this, Buddha said, Buddha usually recommend a middle way, a golden mean, where you don't go extreme. This means adhita, asita, aprisankita, three principles. You must follow three principles. Adhitas and sin, asita and heart, aprisankita and suspected. What does it mean? It's very deep. And same means you don't see your friend killing chicken for you because you are visiting a house located in the countryside where there is no ready chicken meat available. So the moment you visit, my friend, I'm very happy. So he asks his son or his child, just kill one chicken. And then you see one of his child killing the chicken. Or sometimes you may hear the sound of the chicken or people commotion and trying to chase out the chicken, then you hear. Or you don't see or you don't hear. But you got very good and freshly cooked chicken meat home. Maybe they have done this and they have cooked, they have prepared this chicken meat for me. And then you suspect. If you have this kind of seeing, hearing, or suspecting, don't eat it. If you don't have no seeing, no hearing, and no suspecting, you can safely eat it. This is the ones that are going in
I just want to follow up on the first scenario. First scenario here is either you hear, you see, or we have an idea.
Yeah.
Is it your responsibility to tell the family that no, don't do it for me?
Very good, very good. This is a very good course of action. For me, I want to say I don't eat meat for myself. Whenever I visit somewhere,
Okay.
I don't eat. I just tell them. So no need to do it. It's really in the countryside.
What about a hunter who's already harvested a game for their family, but then you get invited over, and then is that considered for you though?
Hunter food.
If they offer that to you, but I mean, they're going to eat it. They're going to eat it regardless.
Right. It's now no longer specifically for you.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
It
that's
doesn't
okay.
make sense.
Go ahead.
I think it's interesting because in modern times, with the amount of people we have, factory farming has become increasingly more inhumane than someone who even just hunts for their food. So now, like, mass-produced meat, they're stuck into gestation crates, and they have calves taken away from their mothers, and you have cows that are being raped continuously for milk. So, like, when you look at that and you'd say, I can go to Walmart and buy this meat, but it wasn't for me, it's like that entire animal's life was bad versus an animal who a hunter killed and had one bad day, but it was killed for you. So it's like morally, I feel like the factory farming is worse than if a farmer...
You can follow your moral path. This is very good. That's a Buddha's advice. You can follow your moral path.
You suspect.
Choose your own moral conscience.
You always know it was a lie.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't come out of a box, just...
It is coming out of
It's
the
like
box.
whatever story you want to tell yourself makes it okay.
Yeah.
If you want to say, I didn't hear it, I didn't see it, it's probably not that. I just feel like there's some moral obligation.
one bad day.
This is quite interesting.
And then what is in the
The
intent?
whole world is full of complex situations.
Yeah. And then what if the intent?
I mean, I'm just going to continue to explain.
To do that, to have more and more killing, if their intent is to just have it more and more,
We're not talking about a monastic though, we're talking about an
There's a difference between
individual.
a monastic
Yeah, let's do
being
separate
offered
issue.
food and the layperson, because the market would not exist. They would not be killing the chicken, putting it in the crates and so on if we were not giving them the money for it. So we are driving the killing. A monastic
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
walking along and with a begging bowl he has a different situation. If the people are giving him what they have to eat and what they have is this, that's a different situation than us going out and buying it and driving the market, driving the factory situation and so on.
And the second thing that
So
I'm
we
thinking,
have a different responsibility as a layperson.
Yeah.
and the
than
second
someone
thing
who
that I'm
is,
thinking here
asked
is
to be
that
receiving.
we are not expecting everybody to not eating meat in 1 day or in 3 days. I only, not what we, but I only know my responsibility is I don't eat meat. And it's up to you guys to decide you eat it or not. I'm not passing judgment on you killing it to eat or you buying it from the store to eat. That is not the matter of that. I'm just saying that I myself don't feel that I need to eat meat, then I don't eat it. Either it's being killed by a friend who go and hit the deer and give it to me, or I go to the store. I'm not making a judgment on the part.
Okay, now let's continue. And number four is neither dark nor white. With the result, neither dark nor white. What is it? It's very interesting. It is the karma of those who have attained various stage of enlightenment. The moment one enters into the stream of our states, and his path knowledge and pushing knowledge slowly cutting off and reducing the effect of the karma. Especially neither dark nor white stage have been when enlightenment say enter into the last, the fourth final stage, the fourth in the category first, second, third, fourth. It's called Arhata, fourth stage of the enlightenment. Then all the seed or genetic power of the karma, which can fertilize and which can bring results in the future lives, can cease to function, can be restored. This state is called neither dark nor white, and the results are not neither dark nor white. It leads to exhaustion, complete exhaustion of the karmic energy. So it's very deep. You may never have this before. Now I explain you. This is neither dark nor white, and with the result neither dark nor white, but lead to exhaustion of all the karmic energy, all the karmic genetic power. Okay, now let's go to
Number 3.
I think number 3. From our solar car, that's it. 5. What's it? Oh, this is just only explanation, detailed explanation of that. Detailed explanation of those 4 kinds of karma. So we skip it because we don't need to go into detail. You just only need to familiarize with the category of the such an interesting karma category. Okay, now let's go to the next number. Item number 4. Karma Yoga Chuma Sikhara Sutta. Training rules. Translation to page number 603, 604. Oh, Buddha himself described the dark and dark result action. Oh. Now let's try this. It's very interesting. In translation book, we will not be explained in detail. Here in this world, I have realized the 4 categories of karma. And what are they? The dark with the dark result, the white with the white result, and mixed dark and white with the mixed dark and white results. Neither dark nor white, with neither dark nor white result. which can only lead to exhaustion of karmic energy. Okay, then here, what we are explaining in today. Kataman Jabikwe Kanalbhaga. Disciple, what is the kind of karma that is dark, with a dark result? Ita Bhikkhave Ekichena Mada Jivita Varopita Hoti Pita Jivita Varopito Hoti Araham Jivita Varopito Hoti Tathagata Satukte Nasitina Lohita Uparita Hoti Sango Pino Hoti. Here in this war, someone killed one's own mother, someone killed one's own father, someone kills a holy Handa saint, someone caused bruise in the body of the Buddha, someone caused schism in monastic community. These actions are called totally dark, with a totally dark results. But what I explain to you is that a person who always committing evil action, never doing any bad thing, this kind of action is also dark and dark result. But in this case, Buddha showed the example of 5 grave sin. This is called 5 grave sin. You can write down 5 grave sin. In Buddhism, 5 grave sin. 5 grave serious sin. You can write down and as a note. Killing one's own mother. 2. Killing one's own father. 3. Killing another saint. 4. Causing bruise. Bruise, B-R-U-S-E, bruise and blood. Someone hit, but the injury never come out. But the blood here remains, it turns a dark color. I don't know how to say it. Bruise. Causing bruise in the body of the Buddha. And number 5, causing schism among the monastic community. These are all 5 grave sins. This is already done with the dark result. And now, Buddha explained, Kataman Jabikwe Kamam Sukam Sukha Vipakam. Okay, what karma is what? With the what result? Ita Bhikkhave Ekecho Panatipada Pativuto Hoti. Here in this world, one used to abstain from killing, abstain from stealing, abstain from sexual misconduct, abstain from daring lie, abstain from slandering, abstain from harsh speech, abstain from frivolous talk. He cultivates non-greed, cultivate good, loving goodwill, and he has a right view. If a person has this right, then kind of good conduct, his actions can be called good white karma and with white result. So basically, you just kind of gonna know to talk it. White and white result means those who follow 10 good conducts, those who follow 10 good karma, their karmas are good and white. And with white result. White result means result in this very life is also very pleasant. They will never have any kind of bad consequence. And when they are dying, no need to worry about hell. They're just going to the good reward. Now next, the number 3 category we will explain. One is a mix of the dark and white, and with the result dark and white. So this is what I explained about here in this world. Someone always do physical action based on anger or sometimes based on goodwill. So in the same way, he commit bad action sometimes based on and bad mental state, sometimes based on good mental state. Sometimes he have mental condition, sometimes which are bad and which are or sometimes also good. And such a person, because he committed a mixed action of the good and bad action based on his good and mental state, he will have both dark and white. His karma is in dark and white, the result is also dark and white. This is about a brief explanation. Okay, now four is this same one. Okay, now the book of four is already finished. We then go to next phase of the book of five. The book of five.
Bhante, can I ask you a quick question, please?
Yes.
So, under book of 4, the first item, can you scroll back up?
Four.
Chetana Sutta. So, you only described 3 things, if I remember right. What is the 4th item? Why is it categorized under book of 4?
Kaya, Wasi, Mano. So we're actually, there's only 3 parts. Action are 4. I don't go into detail. I just only mention about 3 points of.
What is the 4th item?
Yes, it's included in 4, but the real part of the evolution and cause is 3. So I can explain it now without checking the text. Okay, now the book of 5. Tikani Waga, item number 1, Tikani Waga, Nidya Sutta, the hell, and page number 762. 150. Okay, in verse 10, when you can understand the basic Buddhist concept regarding the hell, how a person go down to the hell. Nidya Sutta. Pechari Bekwita Mai Samana Vyodita Nikito Ewan Niri Pamadi Padi Hodi Adinata Yukami Smichachari Mutsawadi Sura Vyamicha Martai Hodi Miko Miku Jai Mismana Dora Nikita Munidi. This means that here in this war, if a person commit one out of 5 wrongdoings, killing or stealing, used to, in this day, Buddha used to use the term panatipati, the one who used to habitually doing killing, the one who used to steal, the one who used to commit adultery, the one who used to tell lies, the one who used to drink alcohol and narcotic drug. If a person have this one of these 5 repeated action in his life, he will be pushed down. He will be pushed down to the hell. The Tapata Nikito Ewu Niri. In verse that the word is very simple. It means that when a person go down to the hell, no one need to put that person in the hell. The action in his conscience itself is the leading cause to the hell. And like the way we are coming into this war. So going down to the hell is the process of spontaneous action, spontaneous process. There is no one who push down or who bring up. Only there are one's action and one's mental condition. This is totally different from what's the mission and other religious belief. And similarly, next sentence Buddha said, Pensai Bhikkhu Ismanado is out and Nikito Ewan Saki. Disciple, if someone used to have this kind of 5 righteous things, he will be brought up to the heaven. Pygmalion Pinsari, what kind of 5 things? Panadipada Patividohari, he used to restrain from the killing. Adinadinadido, he used to restrain from the stealing. Kamisumi Chacha Adividori, he used to restrain from the adultery and sexual misconduct. Musawa Adividori, he used to refrain from the telling lie. He used to refrain from taking alcoholic drug and alcoholic beverage and narcotic drug. If someone avoids such kind of evil action, he will be brought up into the heaven by his own coming force. So this is what the mission. Okay, now let's make a note. Nidya Sutta. 5 precepts. You're going to write a note. 5 precepts leading to heaven. And breaking all 5 precepts or committing all 5 things, going down to the hell. Leading down to the hell. That's it. Short note. 5 precepts leading to the heaven. All or 5 evil things, all 5 precepts, breaking all 5 precepts, leading down to the hell. That's it. If you finish, we can go ahead to the next item, number 2. Upaska Vaga, Vira Sutta. Item number 2, Upaska Vaga, Vira Sutta. Vira means enemy. But in the translation book, enmity. That I want to translate it as an enemy. 787, 788. Okay, now this is the last final one. Yes. Okay. Now what Buddha says is that here in this world, not keeping moral precepts and being immoral is one's own choice. Because it is up to us to choose what to do. Killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, dead lies, and taking alcoholic beverage and narcotic drugs. When he wasn't commit this kind of thing, this kind of 5 action itself are like the enemies. These enemies always bring a bad consequence, and it can lead to the hell. So this is just moral principle for the lay devotees. You can note as moral principle, 5 moral principles for lay devotees, which can serve as the friends, which can lead to the heaven. Conversely, breaking all these 5 precepts will constitute itself like enemy and leading to various consequences leading to the hell eventually. That's what Buddha would like to say. If one keep these 5 precepts, he will have no enemy in this current visible life. He will not have enemies or hostile conditions in the next phase of life. He will enjoy mental peace and physical happiness in this very life. So this is what Buddha said in this discourse. I'm just trying to shorten and Buddha's words. So 5 precepts are like prior acts of the devotee, and they constitute like the friends, which can bring good consequence, eventually leading to the good reward in heaven. And breaking all the five precepts constitutes the hostility and like the enemies, and bringing a lot of bad results, and leading to bad reward, and leading down to the hell. This is just only brief explanation. Okay. Now let's go to item number 3. Akoska Avoga Sila Sutta, virtue of behavior. Okay. Number 3 item, Sila Sutta, virtue of behavior. Okay, now let's write down the notes, small notes. The benefit of morality, moral precept, keeping moral precept. The benefit of keeping moral precepts. Number 1, success in this life. In terms of prosperity and general well-being. This is number 1 benefit. Number 2, having a good reputation. Good reputation. Number 3, influence and respect in the community. Influence and respect in the community among the people, such as the ability to to interact with the members of the community joyously and bravely. This is number 3. Number 4, peaceful death. At the last moment of one's life, we don't need to feel remorseful or sad for something he has done. He will feel happy and peaceful. Peaceful death, awesome moral calamity, and fight, and good reward. So these are 5 benefits of the moral precepts.
Shall we stop for lunch now?
Yes, we are almost. Okay. Opposite, you can note. Opposite, bad consequence of not having morality. You just you can note it on the reverse order. Failure in one's life. Failure in one's life, such as losing money, losing business. And number 2, bad reputation. Number 3, loss of influence and respect in the community. Number 4, confused debt. Number 5, bad reward. So it's easy. You can just reverse it. Okay, now let's conclude.